This is Tyler Lewis here with Phenon Hoops. We're honored today to have one of the best guards in the class of 2022, AJ Smith. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. How do you feel like your move to Combine has helped you grow as a player and a person?
Well, first off, as a player, I'm around, high-level guys every day. They force me to get better. I'm kind of becoming a product of my environment. And, with Jeff McGinnis, he has such great pedigree with basketball. He's been around a lot of different things, so I'm learning a lot from him as a guard. And, as a person, it's just, push me to get better. The coaching staff and the players around me aren't going to let me stay the same. So it's just great for, personal development as you just work every day and try and win every day.
And you mentioned you're surrounded by such great talent on your team. Sometimes probably practices are harder than the games in a way. How do you think those practices with Coach McGinnis, because I know he's hard on you guys, he's such an awesome coach, holds you guys accountable. How has that helped you along your way as well, playing against such great competition every day?
Well, I'd arguably, just like you said, Coach McGinnis really pushes us, and I'd arguably say we're one of the best, defensive teams in the state, maybe somewhere up there in the country. So, just looking to create plays on offense, it's really challenging with our such a swarming defense. But, just like I said, we just push each other really hard each day, and we're just, we're really intense in practice. Coach McGinnis doesn't, let us take days off and stuff like that. So just like I said, it's just a great environment to, get better each day, especially in
For
practice.
sure. It's an awesome environment. You guys do an awesome job down there building a really good program. And speaking of the program, the top 25 team in the country right now, I think you are 12th in the country, if I'm not mistaken. What does being on a winning team and being part of a winning culture mean to you?
Well, it means a lot because, obviously at my old school at Hickory Grove, we had some, great people and it was a great environment as well, but we weren't necessarily part of a winning pedigree. And just being here now, we take a lot of pride in winning, and it's not necessarily just about stats. A lot of guys came to Combine and averaged 40 where they used to go. So just everybody, it just, builds character as well because everybody's sacrificing for the greater good. And it just shows, we care about winning on this team, not so much, personal accolades. So.
And you talk about sacrifice. I feel like you really starting to these past few weeks, you're really starting to play your best basketball that you played at Combine. How is that sacrifice from you, like leaving Hickory Grove, being the main guy on the team, to being at Combine now, to being, I mean, a really good player, but you're surrounded by a lot of talent. Like, how has that sacrifice been for you?
Right. Well, I think, at first I looked at it as a sacrifice, but it's almost, now preparing me for the future because whatever college situation I go to, regardless of where I go, there's going to be a lot of guys who are, great, just like me and, have been around the system, and I'm going to be kind of the rookie going in. So I think it does nothing but prepare me for what's going to happen in my near future. So I look at it as a plus.
It definitely will, because whenever you get to college, you're going to step into a situation where you're in right now. You're going to be surrounded by even more talented players once they get to college.
Right.
So I think it kind of helps you kind of build who you are as a person and a player. How hard was it to leave Hickory Grove?
It was tough because, I've been there since second grade. I've been around those guys for my whole life. I knew it's a pretty small school, so I knew everybody I saw in the hallway. So it was definitely tough, but I think we had kind of just came to an agreement. They just realized I was just trying to better myself as a person and a player, and they knew that I was gonna, definitely get that at Combine, and I have so far. So it was understanding. Of course, they weren't necessarily happy, but they're doing well. So I've just learned a lot from where I've been. So I'm never gonna forget where I came from. So.
No, that's awesome. Um, that's what makes you special. Never forget where you come from. I know Hickory Grove has a special place in your heart, and
Right.
at the end of the day, once you graduate from Combine, it will have a special place in your heart too.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
what are your goals for this season? Obviously, you already played such talented teams, beat so many top teams. But what is your main goal for this year?
Um, our main goal is just to, be ready for whatever's available. We're not necessarily sure what tournaments are going to be held at the end of the season, like, national type of things, just with Corona all around. But we're just trying to, be prepared for whatever is. So, like, whatever is next, we want it. So we're just trying to work hard now and win every game and just win every day so that with whatever comes at the end of the season, we're prepared for it and we have the opportunity to, be successful.
No, that's awesome. And y'all can play with anyone in the country. There's no
Right.
doubt, and y'all can beat anyone in the country. Um,
Sure.
you're one of the best guards at getting downhill, getting to the lane, finishing around the basket. What would you say is your best attribute on the court?
I think my best attribute on the court, it'd honestly be just being able to create on offense and lock somebody down on defense, just being a two-way type of player. I think I just have, like you said, I have a knack for getting downhill and getting to the lane. But just thinking about the next level, that getting to the lane could also be creating for others, not just necessarily finishing around the basket. So I think that's a really valuable attribute, especially at the next level. You have to defend. Coach Jeff is making us defend. So, and that's definitely a translatable attribute at all levels. So it's just, I think, something that is really
De-
important and valuable.
yep, you're right. Defense definitely translates, and you kind of hit on it. Getting in the lane, not only creating for yourself but creating for others.
Right.
Um, and I feel like you improved on that in a big way of kind of creating for others since you've been at Combine. What is one area of your game that you feel like you're really good at, but no one like you don't get enough credit for?
Um, Honestly, it would probably be my, kind of the behind the scenes leadership qualities, but also my ability, my perimeter shot. A lot of people, say that people say that I can, or I'm not a great shooter, but I feel like I'm a really capable shooter, and I've been, showing it as of late. Not necessarily listening what people say, but just going out there, playing the game, and using the skills that I know I have, and it's just, been working well for me, and it just makes my teammates better, it stretches the floor, and it just works positively. So I'm just, working on showing that and just having fun playing.
And you speak of leadership, the stuff that people don't see, but I mean, a lot of people see it. Leadership is, I mean, I know you show it with your voice, you show it by example. So always continue that, because even when you get to the next level, when you step into your first practice, don't be scared to lead with your voice. Don't be scared to do that, because that coach will be very impressed when you speak up and use your voice.
Absolutely.
Um, what's the one thing during the off season you feel like you need to improve on?
Um, on the off season, I probably just definitely work on point guard skills. I know you're a point guard yourself, but just with my height, I could potentially play a point guard role at whatever college I go to, and it would just do nothing but make me more of a valuable prospect. And I think it's just good that most guards have the ability to lead and bring the ball up the court. So it's something I definitely want to work on.
No, that's awesome. Um, Obviously you're an excellent player, but a lot of people probably don't know, like, you're an excellent student as well, have over a 4.0 GPA, whatever, 4.6, I think you told me earlier. Who was the strict parent that kind of like, or what made you like really hit the books from such an early age, and what leads you to go for perfection?
Well, it's definitely a mix of my mom and dad, but my mom, for the most part, she's really strict on just making sure that I keep all my options open and just whatever I do, be successful in it. She's just my mom and dad are just big on, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So that includes everything in the classroom. So when I go to school, I work just as hard, as I do when I go to practice in the day, and just, lay my head on the pillow at night knowing I just gave everything my all. So that's kind of been something that instilled in me since a young age.
No, keep that attitude, for sure, because obviously the ball is going to quit bouncing in your life one day.
Yes, sir.
Um, but provide strive to be your best every day in the
Right.
classroom. I mean, it's special, the type of person you are and the
Yeah.
player you are. Who has
Thank you.
been sort of the biggest role model in your life?
A biggest role model is probably my dad, just because he wasn't necessarily an athlete, but he just he's really big on just getting his work done early and just doing the work behind the scenes without asking for a lot of praise. He does a lot of things. He's takes me to certain workouts, just always have things prepared for me, and he never always wants a lot of credit. He just wants me to go out and work hard. So it just shows me like and he's successful as well. So it just shows me like if you do your work and you don't ask for a lot back, a lot of good things will often come back to you. So
For sure. Your dad's an awesome role model to sort of look up to.
yes, sir.
And I know he's very proud of you as well.
Yes, sir.
Reclassing to back to the 2022 class. Who helped you kind of make that decision, and what went into your thought process?
It was definitely a mix of my parents and Coach Jeff. When I made my decision to reclass into 2022 at first, it was just a lot based on uncertainty with Corona. And so I just wanted to be sure that I had enough time to make the right decision and just have the right opportunity to make the right decision with all the uncertainty around the virus and stuff going on.
Um, when picking your college, obviously, I know you have two more this year and another year of high school. But when picking your college, what are you really looking for in the school that you choose?
In the school that I choose, I definitely just looking for a great culture, guys who are just about the work and about the grind and just getting better. And then, just a great coaching staff. And just like I said, guys who just are about the right things and just really want to win and work each day.
That's awesome. When did you realize that you were going to be the player that you are today?
That's a great question. Probably my freshman year at Hickory Grove. When I was a freshman, my coach had actually, told me that I was going to play JV. And so I remember that day I was really frustrated. And then I think we had gone through a couple more practices. And then I had actually played straight with varsity. And then I realized like a lot of these guys who were seniors and headed to college and doing this, that, and the other, I could, play right with them. So I realized that if I just kept working, the sky could be the limit for me.
For sure. Sometimes, I mean, just looking back at that ninth grade year, when somebody tells you that you have to be on JV, kind of just your motivation just gets taken to a whole nother level.
Right, exactly.
For sure. Outside of basketball, like what do you like to do?
Well, just now it's a lot of basketball is going around, but I really do like I love music. Like I listen to music a lot. I'm always looking for, new music and searching for music, but I also like, watching movies and just stuff like that, hanging out with my people.
No, that's awesome. Music and movies, not bad.
Right.
Being from the hoop state, like being from North Carolina, obviously we know it's a special place, but what does it mean to you?
It's really all I know. It's my home, and I just know a lot of people here, and I've grown some straight bonds. And the thing what I love about the hoop state, when you're on, there's not a lot of hate from the people around you. It's all love, and that's what I love. Like there's not a whole lot of people around here who just want to see you do bad. So it just feels like there's a far-reaching family, from my real family to guys like you guys who just want to see us do good and are happy about our success. So it means a lot.
No, we definitely want to see you do well. That's the most important thing. See you succeed on and off the court. Obviously, you're doing a really good job at it. So we're excited. Who is the best player that you played with and you played against?
Best player I played with, probably just the most special is probably Robert Dillingham. Yeah. He's a young kid, and he doesn't look like much when you walk into a gym, but he has a great ability of just creating things, just making things happen. And I just it's awesome to see sometimes. And he's just he's a really talented guy. Played against, I would say, I would either say down at the beach ball, because I haven't played against these huge big names. Actually, no, I'm gonna take it back to UA. That Manny, boy committed Texas A&M. He played for Mouye Elite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Manny, he was Euroing all over the floor. He was really good.
Who do you sort of model your game after?
I just just looking at player comparisons and guard comparisons and positionally, I love Dwayne Wade's game. He's like a poised player, and he just makes plays and is a great creator. But I also like the change of pace of Russell Westbrook and really like the shot making of Bradley Beal. I'm not saying I'm either one of those players, but I try to implement their skills into my game as much as I can. So.
No, those are awesome players to look up to. My last question is sort of a trick question to you. If you had to play yourself one-on-one, are you getting a stop or are you getting a bucket?
Man. Honestly, I would say a bucket, but if I'm around Coach Jeff, I'm gonna say a stop every time.
That's a good answer right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Well, AJ, thanks for joining us today, man. You've been awesome. I appreciate you and all you do for the Hoop State, and I appreciate you just coming on here. You're a great basketball player, but most importantly, you're just a great person, great student, you do things the right way. So you're a really special person, and I just appreciate you coming on here.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Coach.